We are live.
Oh,
Thank you for coming and watching us on Cthulhu and Cairo review episodes 13 and 14, correct?
yes.
Right. We can, I guess, tentatively call these Aftermath. Yeah, or, I mean, I just kind of felt guilty for Raz, like, describing what happened to Faye at the hospital. I mean, we're getting way ahead of it in the first episode anyway. But yeah, I'm like,
Oh, no.
it's almost like listening to like an abuser or something describing the injuries to their victim. I'm like, oh my, because I'm like, you did this, you did all of this.
These episodes were hard to listen to. I
They
felt
were
so
hard.
bad for poor Carl, poor guy, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah, so the first part is like they are uh they're looking for Faye. Faye has not checked in, and they've learned a valuable lesson of we're never splitting the party again. We're never going one by off again. At least that's good. But yeah, they're spending time. They're doing their researches and stuff. They threaten a threaten a clerk
at the
bookstore
Soul
owner.
Society. Yeah.
you can
the
call me
bookstore
God.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
it
that was
was
great.
I think Raz mentioned it too, but I thought it was super awesome that they immediately went to torture and not bribery.
Yeah.
They were just
I
like,
mean, you'd be surprised how often players will do that. They think bribery is like, yeah, somebody else could pay him off. I will threaten you with your life. they go to that route quick in games.
Well, and they
I've
were
noticed.
loaded for bear already.
Yeah.
I love how Raz mocks them in game.
Well, they're in Berlin.
More than once now because they're so gunned up.
Yeah, I mean, they're before the time of like a commando team, but they would actually be a good commando team. They could cause a lot of damage in just that one little unit.
I feel a need to defend Faye just a wee bit because all she was doing was going to the Theosophical Society Center, which should have been perfectly safe.
it should have been.
Didn't do anything wrong as far as I can tell.
Should have been in Berlin.
That's kind of my thing. Everything that they've experienced so far, I would think would make them wary of.
Yeah, we're just going to check out the old guy's house. Yeah, we're going to do this. No problem. No problem.
I would think they would be more more skeptical about doing anything.
Yeah, we're just gonna go check out the old guy's pad. It's fine. We're all fine. We're totally fine. What the hell is that?
I love the one player's comment when Raz is giving them razzing them about all the weaponry they're taking, and they're like, "Yeah, but look what happened at the bookstore in London." And
exactly, I can't even go to freaking Barnes and Noble without having to draw down on something. Exactly. But yeah, they're in these towns, these very metropolitan towns, so armed that they would just be instantly arrested, like no questions asked. Like no, I don't want to hear it. I don't fuck a permit. Yeah, you're going now. Yeah, they're amazing in that they get that. But yeah, the lengths that they'll go through to try to recover Faye. I mean, they were grasping at straws. Like maybe she's at a hospital. They saw a blood trail like going to a garage, and like from there on, God knows where she could have been. But yeah, checking the hospitals, honestly, it was a pretty brilliant idea. I mean, there's no, I mean, and you could just hope that someone did take her to somewhere like that or drop her off instead of like, a shallow ditch out in the countryside. It's entirely what could have happened. But yeah, if she didn't come across that fortunate person outside the cemetery, it definitely could have been a situation like that. Nobody would have ever found her. But yeah, listen to Raz like describe the injuries. I'm like, and then I'm like, you did all that. You sick bastard. You did every bit of that.
oh my God.
I did like. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no,
I did like the when they talked about the phone, like using the payphone to call the
Mm-hmm.
hospitals and stuff like that, that they addressed, because sometimes I forget that they don't have the modern conveniences that we have. Like I realize I'm listening to it in the 30s, but I don't think about stuff like that. So it was nice for them to bring that up in character and be like, so I can be like, oh yeah, shit. Well,
Yeah.
that, you know, like it's going to take them hours to call all of the surrounding hospitals because they have to, you know, go
Connect
through the
through.
operator and stuff.
Yeah, it's not like they can just forward you right on. They have to get you back to the operator, who has to get you back to the next person.
Right, exactly. I think, and it just, it made me grateful for how good a job the players do in setting the scene and talking about all of the challenges that they have trying to complete tasks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like one of them was trying to call like the reflection office or whatever in France, and it's like that's 10 minutes to just try to connect.
Yeah.
And we'll call you back. You know, when we established it, they're lucky it was 10 minutes. You know, across the, you know, in another country that could have been an hour easily. But yeah, the way the technology works, and like how they were saying, you know, like we're searching for like 2.5 hours, which is you know, seems about right for back then. But like in 15 minutes, we'd have all been like pulling our hairs out, like 911, 911. What's going on? How much things have changed, how much quicker we expect stuff now. Exactly.
Or we expect it like now.
And instant gratification, instant knowledge, instant reward. Yeah, absolutely.
And well, I love the fact because the girls are much younger, you know, so they aren't at all familiar with a lot of this stuff. So it's a mini history lesson there too, which is, and I like it when one of them will kind of bashfully go, what is, or how would, or I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because it's not something they've ever had to deal with. And so I appreciate when they ask, and so who's in the audience in general.
It's educational.
Like Smith and Wesson, she really did not get the Smith and Wesson joke.
Yeah.
Which is kind of actually refreshing, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a gun.
It's always a fun thing to do. I always try, like when I'm doing a game, do like a Fitzsimmons, and you know, like call one person Fitz, the other person Simmons, and wait till somebody catch it. And like, there we go, thank you.
You have to tell me that one, because that one I don't get.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's before them, honestly, but they it's kind of like a running joke that they had on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the two tech people, the girl and the guy. One was Fitz, the other was Simmons.
Oh.
They're alluding back to an older team, like in the comics, but they're called Fitzsimmons. One person, Fitzsimmons, But it's an old gag. It's an old gag. Yeah, that, you know, old timers know. Yeah. A lot. I mean, even though they didn't really accomplish a whole lot other than getting Hofei, which is a big deal. Not a whole lot was done other than recap and regroup and get the band back together, kind of like what we've done. get the band back together.
Entertainment.
Yeah, a lot of entertainment in those two episodes. One was like an hour and a half, and the other one was right at an hour, a little over an hour. Yeah. So a lot of stuff going on, but I mean, and then you know, like it was really. I mean, I got a little misty when Lauren's character came up to Faye in the hospital, beside a hospital bed, was whispering to her and like, you know, you're okay. You're gonna be okay. You know, we know
we're here. We're here
now. I was like, I'm a dude. I ain't gonna cry.
I loved how, you know, they immediately went to torture to locate Faye, but when they were dealing with the nurse, they tried to bribe her unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget the bribery of the cab driver. That was hilarious.
That was epic,
I would give him £3.
I love how they do that, and then, you know, like I said, you know, and then they're like in front of the nurse, and the nurse gets all pissy. Absolutely. Yeah. But just a lot of that happened. You know, like I said, that really tender moment right at the end of episode 13 when they are together, and like Lauren's telling her, "You're going to be okay." Lauren's character. yeah, she's that was a really sweet, touching moment. And then like they're trying to get back into business in the next episode, but you could tell they're kind of broken. They're not really sure what to do. Like they're like, screw the flag, we're getting the hell out of here. It's too hot. It's too dangerous. It's too hot. One person nearly died. And the rest of us are no further than where we were when we first came in. And the heat's on. The newspaper and stuff, even though it doesn't have all of them. The heat's on, it seems like, yeah.
And the whole plan for them to get the flag, it does sound sketchy. I I can't blame them being hesitant.
Yeah.
When the communists come up with come to their say they'll come to their assistance there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with one still in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I mean, they're real quick to throw up their hands and like, screw this, we're getting out. We're going. Maybe we don't have to get everything. We're going to skip this one. I mean, it's kind of like that scene in Indiana Jones when they're going to Berlin, to get the book. I'm like, oh, okay, pulling it out of the lion's mouth, literally. It's like, oh. But this isn't just book. This is a flag hanging in honor in their headquarters. Their grill, basically.
In the government building.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I've seen National Treasure, but it doesn't always work like that. But you can definitely see where they're off track, and they're like, do we do this? And then the whole setup to them to try to actually get it. And then meanwhile, the girls are trying to get Faye out of the hospital. And it's like, I don't see how this is going to happen with the police, right there. They're going to have a hell of a distraction. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure something will get done because we have much more episodes to listen to. But that whole scenario right there, that was pretty hectic to kind of listen to. Absolutely.
I'm really eager for episode 15.
Yeah.
As things start to move now that they've got that, because they need to get Faye out. And
but it's interesting what they're going to do with her, because she's, they're going to get her out, but she's
not going to be able to help.
Semi-conscious, like.
Yeah, she's broken, literally broken.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, rough.
Spirit too, like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's like screaming, "They're going to get me! They're going to get me!" She has no clue, but I mean, she's convinced. They're going to get me. Yeah. So that's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, listening to that whole time, and I'm like, oh, damn, that was brutal. I mean, I don't know mechanics wise how she did. She might have been one of those people that just barely scraped through at one hit point, or maybe even went to zero, and like that person was lucky enough to bring her back. I don't know. It definitely seemed like one of those, game wise, she was barely there.
Well, I know Raz put a really high luck point, and didn't he ding her con as well?
He permanently docked her. I think she, on her last roll, she rolled a 99 and was gonna, and I think he put that luck, that she permanently lost quite. I don't remember the exact number at this point, but he docked her permanently. Which
is appropriate. She's gotten like permanent injuries. Like she's going to be at best walking with a limp.
Well, and you could have done far worse, because in Pulp there's the option you have to have at least 30 luck.
Mm-hmm.
Use it, but it essentially costs you your luck.
Yeah.
And you die off screen so you can come back.
Oh, wow.
Something miraculous happens that people can't see.
Like the car goes over to Canyon and everybody's like, oh, he's gone. And like 3 episodes later, return. Yeah, exactly. You come back from nowhere, But there is that mechanic. So, but doing what he did mechanically definitely works. Yeah, like permanently lowering Constitution. That's showing signs of this is like like a war wound or something. It's going to be with you. You're not walking away from this. This is with you permanent. Kind of like the brand. The brand is odd. I can't remember when they did the brand. Was that That wasn't. Yeah.
That on her wrist.
Yeah, the brand. Yeah.
That was in the hospital. Yeah, because the doctor came in and checked her pulse and saw it there. And then Catherine noticed that it wasn't there. It wasn't listed on her chart. Yeah. Thank you. I could not read that.
I was trying to remember. I think she might have gotten the brand back when the cultists still had her.
I was saying I can't remember if that happened. I have to go back and listen to that. If she got it back then, I know the ghouls didn't do it, but they did.
Rouse, if you hear this, let us know. China, brand.
Yeah,
I don't remember them saying that she got one.
I can't remember. I want to think it was in a hospital. Yeah. That's a hell of an ID bracelet in the hospital.
That's the first time I remember them mentioning it on her wrist, but I could have just missed it.
Yeah, and they're really doing a good job with like the doctor being secretive and not letting out the information, and like the whole Cthulhu Society brand on her wrist really raises questions because it's like, yeah, she's marked. She's like permanently marked, and they're like, somebody to do that knows the Cthulhu Society, knows what's in it, look at her and go, yeah, that could be, if you see me, please kill, that kind of a deal. She got branded at the Cthulhu Society. She did. Okay, so I missed that in one of the earlier episodes.
Ah, good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I missed that part. All right. Yeah, like not enough tragedy has been done to her already. Thank you, Raz. But yeah, ghouls are vicious, man. Especially a pack of ghouls, and you're on your own. It's oh my God, he did show the true horror of what can happen with just a minor supernatural creature.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically a thing that looks around like a dog and eats dead stuff. At
the same time, I like how there was a little. It has nothing to do with maybe the whole scenario in general, but there was a nod to how far a little bit of kindness could go because the one ghoul helped her out. He saved her.
I have doubts about that. I don't know if he saved her or he just was knocking the others off so that he could take her. I don't know.
No,
I'm not convinced.
I think he saved her.
I
and she was doing really well up until that very last roll she needed to make.
She's right at the gates.
But he made her roll so many times. I mean, she had to fail.
We discussed this the last time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You roll that many times, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
I would say she's recovering remarkably quickly, given that she's already conscious often.
Well, again, thanks to pulp rules. Yeah, if they weren't playing pulp rules, she'd be out of the game. Totally be out of the game. Yeah.
And I like Faye, so I'm glad she's.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other comments, questions you guys have about what's going on or feelings about the scenario in the future?
I'm trying to think.
I don't know. These two back-to-back scenarios were just heart-wrenching on so many ways.
Yeah, it's emotional roller coaster. Absolutely.
They were horrific.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think the scene where Faye is attacked is more horrific.
That's horrific.
But
the description of the injuries afterwards, it seemed like worse to me.
Oh.
I knew she was getting beat down, but I was like, it wasn't until you described the injuries, I was like, you got away with 1 or 2 hit points. You're lucky. You're alive.
And like you said earlier, there wasn't a lot of action or movement forward with the story in these 2 episodes, and yet these were still probably 2 of the better episodes I think I've listened to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
just because of how they work together, and they got things.
They learned an important lesson. Yeah,
and I'm really expecting a lot of action in the next episode or 2.
Absolutely, very cool.
Because of what's taken place in these.
Yeah, they're laying the groundwork for some really intense next couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
So,
all right.
If you're not listening yet, you got to go listen.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta give it a listen.
I'll take our word for it. Go listen as well.
Absolutely. But yeah, absolutely. Cthulhu in Cairo is a great setting. I mean, we're right in the lap of the Weimar Republic, in Germany. I don't know how much longer they're going to be here. but yeah, all these great scenes and times that are being played out in the campaign. It's super good, and the knowledge that Raz and the others already display in it is fantastic. They're definitely doing their research on it and letting people know, hey, we know what we're doing. We're a professional crew.
I was trying to figure out if Scully's player is just like a fucking historical genius, or
I mean, he's playing an historian. It would behoove him to check it out. Check
it's
stuff
crazy
out.
how much just knowledge.
Yeah.
And it seems that the way he, when he says stuff, it just seems so just right off the top of his head, he knows this crazy fact that I've never heard in my whole life, and it's just like I personally am learning a ton of history just listening to this podcast, and I think that's really really cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he does in his real life, but he definitely is well read on not only the time, but like stuff that's going on. Supernatural and natural, absolutely.
He may be a really amazing player looking stuff up between each session too.
Could be too. Yeah, I mean, again, you would behoove you. Like, I know I'm going to Germany in 1930 something. I should go look this up.
Find out what that's like.
Yeah. Yeah. Not just rely on a GM. Yeah.
But
very well done.
I'm enjoying the historical aspects a great deal.
Yeah, very well done. Everybody's doing top-notch effort on it. I did something very, very similar. Like just a couple weeks ago in Costume Con. I was doing the auction, the classic scenario auction. It's a really great scenario, and it's set in Vienna in like late 20s, like 27, 28 or something like that. So I was kind of parroting like stuff that was happening in the Cthulhu and Cairo thing, because it's very very early time. So like Weimar Republic is that's just happening. Like World War II World War I was just over. And they were talking about how it's like 800 krona to the buck. People carrying wheelbarrows of cash to the store to buy a loaf of bread. How wrecked their economy was, stuff like that. How I was trying to play that out in this scenario, and I was trying to live up to the model that Rasnum were displaying in this game. I was like getting that knowledge out to the players. Like I could do it too, But yeah, super great, fun game. My showstopper was the Brazen Head. If you haven't seen it, go look up the pictures on Lurking Fears. It's absolutely the scariest thing I've ever made in my life as far as a prop. Horrifying. Have you seen it, Amanda? Did you see it?
Yeah.
It was really cool, man.
It's very cool.
I was totally mad scientist giggling the entire time I was making it. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. This is totally cool. Oh, I literally was. I mean, I had just like the styrofoam thing, and I just kept covering it with clay and covering clay. I first covered it with like a thin coat, and it kept cracking and peeling away. I was like, okay, so thicker coat, And then once I started putting the designs and stuff on, I was like, oh, when you dry brush it with the bronze, I painted it black, and then dry brush it with like the bronze, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna make all the designs just pop out, And then I just had a weird moment of thinking about it. I was like, because in the scenario, like the eyes open when you ask it something, it will talk to you. So I was like, how can I do that? I don't have like the animatronic knowledge. I was like, but I am pretty good with clay and stuff like that. So I figured they just put like some magnets behind the eyes that I already got.
Oh, that's how you did it. Yeah.
Yeah. I put magnets behind the eyes, glued them in. And then I made little eyelids out of clay, put another magnet in the eyelid so I could just have one and then just take them off.
I
freak them out.
I prefer
so smart.
Honestly.
Huh?
I prefer your version.
It did. It freaked them out because when you first look at it, it's like, okay, it's like a statue with eyes closed. And then all of a sudden it's open and everybody's like, yeah. People at the table are like, you kind of have to turn that around. I cannot look at that thing anymore. So I was like, well done. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, right.
But I'm talking about my stuff. This was so much fun to listen to. So excited to be listening to some more stuff. Raz is going to be with us at Origins. We made a last minute change to our schedules. So he will be joining us at Origins with some Conan games. I know he's running a couple Conan games, and I think he's running something else too. But I know for sure he's running 2 Conan games. And yeah, we're just like, yeah, the sculpture was amazing. Thank you, bro. But yeah, he will be there with us at Origins. Super excited to have him. Last minute addition to Looking Fierce roster at Origins. Very excited to have him back with us again. Yeah, he's going to run Octon Cthulhu as well as Cunningham. I'm hoping I can jump in on one of his Cunningham games because it's good times. It's very good times. It's very Robert E. Howard.
Even if you wind up poisoned right off the bat.
You know what? I'll flip the table. I will flip the table if he plays this game. I'll be like, fuck this game. And just I will flip the table. Rat bastard. All right. Well, we are going to cut this short and sweet and keep it on our things, but we will be back again hopefully in another week, maybe two, and while we listen to episode 15 and 16 or 15 and 16, and but we will hear back from you soon. Thank you guys for watching.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Good night.